All right, it's Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with my man, Robert Meriwether. What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Good, man. It's great bumping into you at the gym. I see that you're always in shape, you know, hitting the bag. How many rounds you do today?
About 9, 10.
Yeah?
You know, I just keep in shape. Shadow boxing, weight vest every day. You know, working hard every day.
Don't you think, you know, I'm out of shape. I'm in my dad bottom. Don't you think 10 rounds just hitting the bag is a lot of work, man? You can't have a chill day?
That's a chill day for me.
Yeah?
That's a light day for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sparring. I'm still sparring, not even in camp. Still sparring, training with top guys.
Yeah. You know, I've seen your performances over in Pro Box, and I'm going to be transparent. A lot of guys go over there, they try to set up 50-50 fights, you know, undefeated records, and 9 times out of 10, there's always kind of a bad performance on one of the prospects. They get knocked out, look bad, or even they both are in a drag-out fight. When you fight on Pro Box, you have these really good, solid performances that is almost to the point where like they can't get you to lose over there.
I mean, I go over there, I showcase my talent. That's all I can do. And you know, they gave me a guy 5-0 last fight. You know, he was tough. He never lost, so you know he came in with the mentality to win. And you know, I took whatever he had and gave him more.
Is that more of a testament to the fact that your opponents are as good as they try to match, and really it's just your skill set is just that much above everyone else?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, you know, the guy was 5-0, but I made sure to show there's levels. You know, there's levels in boxing, man. Mm-hmm. There's guys that you know, they have a good record, but they're not all that, you know. So, you know, he was really tough though. He was 5-0. He was good. So I'm going to take my hat off to him, but you know, I had to make sure that people see that there's levels, and I'm a great boxer. And you gotta showcase it in the fight at Pro Box, and everybody noticed it that day, and on to the next one.
Why take these tough fights early in your career? You know, just mean you can fight some guys that are like 1-14 or like 2-29, or other people making their debuts without the amazing amateur accolades.
I mean, it is a lot of people that's doing that, but at the end of the day, it's boxing. So, you know, I might, you know, fighting 1-0. I mean, 1-10, 2-14. Those guys is not going to help you down the road. Mm-hmm. You know, they're going to give you some rounds, but they might not even give you a round or two. You know, that they coming in to get a paycheck. So I make sure I get in there. Fighting somebody 5-0 is you know, that's good for experience. That's good rounds to be able to take that to the next level someday when I'm trying to become a world champion.
Yeah. You know, with your kind of upbringings, you've won a lot of nationals. You've been on the boxing scene for a long time. Been tied to a lot of videos, in addition to like sparring, you know, other peers of yours, and being co-signed by a lot of fighters. One notably, Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people have looked at you, may have got your last name at times, you know, and tied, but it's Meriwether, yes, and not Mayweather. But you've worked in the Mayweather camp, in the gym, you know, done pad work, and Floyd's done pad work and stuff with you, and gave advice, even to the point where you guys even worked out a business deal and been signed promotionally. I know with you fighting on Pro Box, it's safe to assume that transition from being Mayweather promotion is now no longer a thing.
Oh yeah, that's cut ties, that's over, that's back, that's the past, that's last year. So we're on to bigger and better things now. You know, I'm with Pro Box now, 2-year deal, but you know, it's a network deal. So still working with Pro Box, and you know, seeing how that's going right now is going great for me right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Mayweather, that was the past, and you know, a lot of things didn't work out. You know, fought one time last year, so it wasn't really beneficial for me last year. I had a really rough and tough year, but you know, fought through it, still worked through it, trained every day, worked hard every day. Had about 8 camps last year. I only fought one time, so it was really tough on my body, but you know, fought through it and made sure that people were still able to follow my journey. Because it was, you know, there's a lot of times I posted on Instagram telling my fans that I had a fight, and not fighting, you know, it kind of let a lot of them down. So, you know, I want to apologize to them for that. But, you know, we're fighting now. We're being really consistent now. You know, I'm fighting at least once, twice a month. Once every 2 months, once a month. So I'm really consistent now. I'm being able to be in camps and knowing I got to fight is very I'm really happy about that now. So I'm feeling myself now.
What led to the I'm not trying to pry deep, but what led to the separation? Was it a time where it was the time which is up? Was it the fact that you guys didn't feel like you were getting the fights and things weren't being met, or just better opportunities elsewhere?
Better opportunities, all that plays a factor, but being inactive as well. I'm a young fighter. I'm only 19, so I should be fighting a good grip of times a year, and fighting one time a year is not going to cut it out. It's not going to cut it for me. So I should be there's guys is fighting 4, 5, even 6 times a year, and fighting one time is not going to work. So it wasn't going to cut it at all. So I made sure to get out of that as soon as I could, and we're finally out of it, and I'm being able to showcase my talent.
What's your relationship with Floyd at this point? Is it still good, still solid?
I have no hate towards them. At the end of the day, is business. Boxing, being young, I didn't really look at the business side of boxing, but there is definitely 2 sides of boxing, and there's no hurt feelings. I really pissed about what happened last year, but at the end of the day, I can't really focus on the past. I can only work on what I can do in the present and the future. So I'm not really gonna let that hold me down as far as future endeavors with anything with boxing. But that happened. We're onto the bigger and better things now.
My last question on the topic is, some people might feel like, hey, you were able to, get the opportunity to be around Mayweather, where a lot of people feel, it'll be a blessing, or you should be very grateful, and a kind of more of a, the comments will pester and say, like, a lot of, some people will probably be negative situation. Would you look back and say that even though some things may have not worked in your favor, are you grateful in some instance, or is it just kind of like, hey, you know what, I was hoping for certain things that didn't happen, and then I just have to interpret it in another way?
I mean, it's a little bit of both, like, I'm very grateful for what happened. I was young, I was only 17, 18 years old, so being able to experience that, being with a world champion of his caliber, 50-0, he's a great fighter. You can't take that away from him. He's a great fighter. He's a smart fighter as well. So, being able to pick his brain and learn from him as a young man, I'm very grateful for that. But on the business side of my career, he had a great career, but on my career, I didn't really get what I think I deserve or what I need. Being able to work hard, I'm working hard, and still not fighting, that was very painful to go through. So, that's just something that I couldn't fathom of continuing to go through any longer after, just that was a really long year for me. But, the layoff was kind of tough as well. Thinking you have a fight, but you don't have a fight, and a lot of times, just going through something like that is really tough. But I'm grateful, but there's a lot of problems and little small things that really was not beneficial for me.
Appreciate you speaking on it, because I know that other fighters recently have spoke a lot on social media, and you've kind of kept it low key. So I know that there's probably been a disconnect with fans if they didn't know if you were still with them or not.
I am not with Mayweather Promotions anymore. There's a lot of people that say I'm with Mayweather Promotions still to this day. I'm not. That's been done for over half a year now. That's dead. That's in the past. And as well as people saying I've been in Mayweather camps and training with Mayweather. I'm not anymore. I used to. That's in the past as well. I'm on my own thing. I am King Robert Meriwether III. I want y'all to know that. And I am by myself. I'm my own man. And follow my journey.
Awesome.